discuss that strain measurement. We know very well that the importance of strain in the design and construction of machines and structure is necessary to know whether the mechanical component can carry the load which are demanded on it without an excessive deformation, right? So the stress and strain plays a very important role. We know that stress is defined as the force applied per unit area, while strain is defined as the change in length per unit original length, right? The stress cannot be measured directly. So normally strain is measured with the help of strain gauge. You remember that stress is not we are directly measured. So initially we are measure the strain, and based on that we are compare with the stress. Now here also some classification. Before that, strain gauge is a device used for measuring dimensional change on the surface of a structural member under the test. As you can see in the diagram, the basic principle of the operation of the strain gauge is very simple. When a strain is applied to the thin metallic wire or whichever the dimension we have to change, that dimension may be changed so that changing the resistance of the wire, it has got a wide range of application. It can be used for measurement of load, force, thrust, pressure, torque, displacement, and many type of flow. The effect of above variable to be measured can first measure by primary transducer, which are the primary transducer like a bellows, burden tube, cantilever beam, etc. And then it may be converted into small displacement that can measure with the help of strain gauge, right? Now we are classify the strain gauge. It may divide in mostly mechanical strain gauge, optical strain gauge, electrical strain gauge, photoelastic strain gauge, holograph is there, and grid method is there. So we are discussing one by one. Start with the basic. As you can see here, this is the basic cross section of the strain gauge where you get the active grid length, solid taps are there that we are used. So a device whose electrical resistance varies in proportion to the amount strain that we have in the parallel direction. Whenever we talk about the strain gauge on that time, gauge factor is very important. So we have to know initially before measurement of strain that gauge factor, it is the ratio of del R by R divided by del L by L. Means frictional change in the electrical resistance to the frictional change in the length. Okay. We have to remember one other thing, that the gauge factor, the range of the gauge factor is start from 1.7 to 4. And if we talk about the metallic strain gauge, then its a strain gauge factor is 2. Now Rosette gauges, it is mostly used in the industry and in the practical also. From the name, Rosette gauges means you just see the figure, so it's very easy for you that T type of rectangular type and delta type are the figure shown here, means that more than one strain gauge are bonded to the same support material and relative position. Here more than one gauges are there and it may be joined with the relative position, then it is considered as a Rosette gauges. No moving part, inexpensive. So these are the basic advantage of the Rosette strain gauge. Whenever in future you require to find the deflection on that time, particularly in the final year when you take some project and you have to find the deflection, then we prefer to use this kind of Rosette gauges. Okay, so you have to remember that these are the strain gauges which are used to find the deflection. Now next one, mechanical strain gauge. As the name is mechanical means here friction is there and changing length of test specimen is magnified using mechanical device. It may be the gear or it may be the lever. And extensometer of single mechanical lever type was also introduced. So which may have compound type of lever and whose magnification is 2000 to 1. Okay, so we are getting the good magnification with the help of extensometer. Same time, this operated over small gauge length also. Most commonly used mechanical strain gauges are Berry type and Hagenberger type. You remember the name. So these are the basic common type of mechanical strain gauge. As shown in the figure. After that, electrical strain gauge. In electrical strain gauge, you just see the figure. In electrical strain gauge, a change in strain produce a change in some electrical characteristic. Means which kind of electrical characteristic, like capacitor is there, capacitance is there, resistance is there, inductance is there, and this electric output can be magnified by some electronic equipment. Electronic method of measuring strain possesses the advantage of high sensitivity and ability to respond to dynamic strain. Mostly it may prefer for the dynamic strain. These are some advisable material for gauges. So we prefer the material like nichrome, isoelastic, platinum and tungsten alloy, and composition is also given to you. So you remember the composition with different kind of material, which is important while you mention in theory. And this is one good table where you remember that last two line P type and N type composition are used, which are made from the silicon, whose gauge factor is from not in our range, means not in 1.724, but beyond that. So when we go or when the gauge factor is more than beyond, on that time, advisable to use the silicon as a material, and P and N type composition are useful. These are the basic types of resistance strain gauge, which may basically divide in unbonded type and bonded type. as the classification shown that in unbonded type resistance strain gauge, it may divide in metallic wire. While we talk about the bonded resistance strain gauge, it may divide in metallic and semiconductor. And in metallic, it may be divided in flat grid, wrap around, each foil, and woven grid. These are the like a shape, grid shape are used, and in third one type, it may be used in place of wire, foils are used. In unbonded type wire strain gauge, the grid is unsupported. Fine wire is stretched between two or more points. Okay, what happened here? We have stretched the wire and a rigid base which itself is strained. The movement of points are tensile. When we stretch, so what happened? Definitely tensile strain is produced, and due to that tensile strain, that we have to measure with the help of Wheatstone bridge circuit. We know very well in the load cell when we interrupt in Wheatstone bridge, due to that we are get the result in the galvanometer or voltmeter. So that is important when we change in the value. Initially it may be, if we are initially stretch the wire, so we get tension, and due to change in length we are get the strain on Wheatstone bridge circuit, and whatever the result we are achieve, that we directly measure, which is proportional to our strain. I'll just show you with some figure if it is available. You can see here, these are the some shapes of, this is bonded, so this is unbonded type, where initially, as I discussed, that this resistance we are strained initially, and we arrange in this way. So R2, R1, R3, and R4 are there. So due to change in the length, we are getting the output at Wheatstone bridge circuit, and that we directly measure. Here some advantages like very low hysteresis and creep. Because of its radial symmetry, spurious transverse force are cancelled, and force sensing component can be integrated. While we talk about the disadvantage, then we have to fix it at one position. Okay, this is only the one disadvantage. हमें जिसका भी जहां से भी स्ट्रेन लेना है वहां हमें इसको फिक्स कर देना होता है. So it is some disadvantage of this unbonded type wire strain gauge, mostly used in displacement transducer, pressure transducer, and accelerometer. Now, bonded metallic strain gauge. When we talk about the bonded, means suitable shape piece of resistance metal which is bonded close to the surface whose strain is to be measured. Here, thin wire shape into a grid pattern, as you've seen in the diagram, which is cemented between thin sheets of insulating material such as paper or plastic. The grid can also be made from thin metal foil, as we discussed earlier. And this total assembly is bonded to the surface with a thin layer of adhesive, and finally waterproof with a layer of wax or lacquer. the grid experience the same strain as the material to which it to be bonded. The gauge is more sensitive to the strain along its axial direction. That you have to remember that XX. It is more sensitive in XX, while the strain in YY direction is occur due to the Poisson's ratio effect. These cause change of resistance, and due to that, the error is almost up to 2% with the help of wire bonded gauges. While in the foil gauges, the thick ended reduce these cross sensitivity effect up to 0. Okay, so effectively foil can also work. And if the direction of the principal strain is not known, then cluster of 3 or 4 strain gauges are used, which are also known as we know that if we are used 3 or 4 gauges, then it's known as a rosetters. Okay, so it is known as a rosetter type of strain gauge. So these are the some basic of strain gauges. These are some shapes as I discussed about the bonded. Uh, this is the flat grid. This is the wrap around each foil type and woven type. Okay, so single theme and it may be the combination of and P type, which whose gauge factor is not in our general range, right? Or 1.7 to not in 4, but it may be range from above that. It is only preferable than when the gauge length is 100 to 170 or minus 140 to minus 100. Okay, so on that time we are preferring these two. Otherwise, we are only advisable to use remaining 6. Okay, so these are about the strain gauges. Some question asked in the exam. I just conclude, summarize some exam point of view, some questions. So you just take the screenshot or you just write down, note down the question. It may be very helpful to you. If anybody have any query, then they may either mention in the chat box or they may ask the question whenever they have got the query. Okay, so these are the basic about the strain measurement instrument. Now you know that how to use these strain gauges. I just request that you must have seen 2 and 3 videos regarding strain gauge, so it may be help to you that how to utilize the strain gauges in the actual point of view. Okay. Now pressure and temperature is only remaining, that we are discussing in the next Friday. So you keep ready on next Friday, where initially